So hi everybody, my name is Marah Johnson, brand manager and queen of quite a lot at Splash of Color. And today I want to show you how I like to use Primary Elements Artist Pigments by Luminar. And the project we're going to do really fast is going to be creating a tiny little, we'll call it an embellishment. Maybe we could put it on the front cover of an art journal or something like such later. And I'm basically just using cardboard that I die cut with the Sizzix dies. I'm using an air dry clay rose that I created, and that's to show you how easy that the pigments adhere both to the paper product and to the clay products as well. And I use something that we all have in our house, or maybe not all, but most, which is going to be hairspray. Pretty easy to get, great art supply. And the reason I'm going to be using that is, as you know, when you use hairspray, sorry, need more caffeine. When you use hairspray, your hair stays in place. Well, then that means that the powders or the primary elements will stay in place. So I'm going to start by actually spraying my project, and you're going to see I'm going to douse it. I'm really going to get it nice and wet because I want a place for the pigments to adhere. Then I'm going to go ahead and choose a color. You're going to notice a little goes a long way, so I'll dab it off into the cap or onto my scrap piece and just rub it right on. And I'm going to keep adding color until the hairspray dries. Since hairspray dries pretty fast, I'll actually spray my piece a couple times and keep adding color and layering it up. The beauty in using the primary elements is that you can keep layering color over color, and if you didn't like the color you laid down, you can completely change it by adding a new one. So as you see here, I'm going to add copper, and it's kind of dense right there, so in a few minutes I'll add another color over top so that it doesn't look so incredibly coppery. I'm going to make it look more like a patina. You can see so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the teal zircon so that it looks a little bit more aged. So a little bit of teal zircon. Dab it out here. I like using magazine as my place to work because I can just tear the page away and throw it away. And you see how that's kind of lightening up a bit, becoming a little bit more aged looking. Go around the outside. Keep going. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to do it on the face a little bit more. There we go. What do you think? You also notice this is pretty fast because we're working real time here. So it doesn't take long to make something quite beautiful. And maybe just to prove a point, we have this is very blue, right? And down here you see some very bright pink. Just to show you that you can actually add color right over top if you really feel like it. I'll use another brush. This one I can have a little bit of a detail. So if I want to just add just in one area so it doesn't get everywhere else, but it completely covers up what I started. I don't know if you can see that pretty well. The colors are so beautiful and so intense. And it looks like I need to add just a tad bit more hairspray. And I am using unscented hairspray. That way you're not in your amazing happy place with all the fumes, which is kind of nice. And if you have a hard time working with some of the fixatives, you know, like the Krylon fixatives and such, they have a pretty intense smell. This makes it easier to work without having to deal with that. And then we'll just one more time. I see my face is a little bit wet. A little bit of powder just to catch up everywhere else. And there we go. Here we just brush out the excess. There we go. Quite pretty. So this is the step that I did when I did my book here. So this was made with polymer clay, and then I went ahead and used same process and just colored it all in using the primary elements. The back side of it, I went ahead and used Ferro by Viva Color and made sure that once it was dry, same step process, was able to do the back. So you can see a little bit different. Ferro, polymer clay, you can do it over everything. And then you can also do it on non-porous, so I used it to color the wine bottles. Same thing, only with the wine bottles, if you're going to use it for a centerpiece or such, you're going to want to actually use a fixative on this. My suggestion that most people are very comfortable with is using the Krylon workable fixative, because if well enough is not enough, you can go back and complete or add more color. Okay? And there you go. And last but not least, you can do it on your polymer clay. Thank you, and I hope you have a chance to play with the primary elements. Woo!